Sup friends, Liron here, and today we're gonna paint this scene. Sup friends, Liron here. Thank you for joining me in another video. And today we're gonna paint, as I mentioned, this scene. Now, a disclaimer, I forgot to bring the pencil with me, so I just decided that I would draw directly with the paint, which is kind of cool. I never really did it, but it's something that I did think about in the past. Now, the thing is, unfortunately, I don't have that part recorded. I don't have the part that shows me drawing directly with the watercolor. I use my rigger brush, the small one. I do have a few pictures, so I'm gonna try and splice them in here somewhere, but I don't have this on video. What I do have is the painting process later on. I actually have some of it in slow-mo, so maybe I'll show you some parts of me splashing paint. I just thought it would be fun to play around with some slow motion. So in any case, this is our scene. Sit back, relax, enjoy. Let's get started. Okay, so here you see the drawing that I did using my brush, and now you'll soon, in just a moment, get to see a quick demo of the slow-mo. I'm gonna try and splice some of the slow-mos into this video in general, aside from showing you the actual process. So it was very fun to draw with the, now we're back to normal speed. It was very fun to draw with the brush. It was a big challenge because I'm so bad at it that it just forced me to not draw a lot, which is great. And I was worried that that next layer is going to smear my drawing, and it just didn't happen. Things worked out really well. So now I'm completing that wash for the sky, and then I'll continue with the rooftop. And I will take a break for the rooftop because I do want the sky to dry a little bit before moving on. A bit of negative painting around all these elements, though I could have just covered the water thingy. So in any case, now it's dry, and I'm working on the rooftop. I wanted it dry because I didn't want these two to bleed into one another. I wanted it to be clean. So now I'm putting this layer, and I quickly jumped to the part where I'm putting the actual color of the walls. I tried going for a gray yellowish color. Now I'm splashing a bit paint. You will see some splashing in slow-mo later on. But in any case, I just thought it would be nice to have this dull muted yellow. And as you can see, I took advantage of the chance that I forgot to bring like my normal tools, I guess, to really go crazy and go wild and see what the result is gonna be like. So here I'm negative painting some, crossing stripes there. So here I'm splashing against some color with the tree. I'm using mainly phthalo blue, phthalo green for this one with a bit of a mixture. Someone stopped to talk with me a bit, and particularly with that painting process, I'm not sure why, but a lot of people relatively stopped by and talked, and it was really a thing because a lot of them said that they really liked it, like a lot. The response was very surprising to me because for me it was like a loose painting. There we go, some slow-mo. For me it was a very loose and quick painting that I wasn't really feeling like I was getting the way I wanted it to be, but turned out the response was really great, so I really allow them to be the judge of it and not me because I'm the one who did it. And yeah, unfortunately I don't have all of the process, so some of the parts of adding in the figures and stuff like that I didn't even remember, but turns out I didn't get that on film. So apologies about that, but hopefully you can learn something from what you do see here. And so I'm connecting the tree here with the walls, and then I decide to cover almost everything up eventually because it all needed darkening. If you look at the building, it's much darker. The walls are much darker than the rooftop, and my painting still doesn't reflect that. So I went much darker. Now with the shadow under the rooftop, maybe it kind of reflects it, but just a bit. And if you notice, the tree and the roof are really merged there on the left, which is why I didn't make a clear distinction as well. Because they are connected, and I wanted to preserve that feeling of blending. Sometimes when you look at something deep in the shadow, you can't tell where one object starts and another ends, which is great. It's a great effect to deliver to the person who views it. Now I messed up some of the negative painting around the car, so that was my bad. The rooftop, I kind of lost the highlight there, and it was hard for me to get it back. So it's very, I would say, highly impressionistic and very loose
representation of reality, and that's fine. When that happens, what I do, instead of feeling sorry for myself that I didn't get the result I was aiming at initially, is I remind myself that this is also an interesting result, and that I'm just going with it and I'm owning it. So I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna go completely free and loose here and see what result I can produce. And this is exactly what I tried doing here, being much more free and just allowing myself to make more mistakes than usual and try to get that very pure representation. Here I used a paper towel to dab out some of the paint. It felt a little too strong there on that wall with the shine, you know. So yeah, and now I'm going through the final stages of adding some lines and things that will maybe create some separation between the different objects, and I'm shading also this wall on the right. That it took me some time to figure out that it was darker, and then once I did, I shaded it in and created, I think, a little bit of a better separation here. The light source wasn't obvious. I mean, it is obvious now that I look back at it, but when I was out there, it wasn't obvious for me. So now we'll see a bit more slow-mo with the dry brush. There we go. I am planning on making like a music video, like really a music video with music in the background and me painting and combining elements of slow-mo. And hopefully you will enjoy these as well. It's going to be something new I'm working on. I'm just not sure exactly when that'll happen. So in any case, this is it. I'm going to soon show you the final result. Here it is, with the figures as well. I hope you enjoy this one. Let's wrap it up.
Okay, friends, so I'm done with this one, and let me show you the final result. So we've got it right here. And I'm just going to change to the forward camera. So here's my final result. A bit crazy, I know. It's been crazy because, as I mentioned, I didn't bring my pencil and I just drew everything with the paints themselves, and then the truck obstructed my view, so I just stopped drawing, and then I finally continued the painting without drawing. So this is the result. Here's the reference once again. So you can see how you can improvise. You don't really, if you forgot something, you can just do without it. Let me show you up close some of the details. I'm really pleased with this. I will say that with the people, it was a bit of a cop-out. I just kind of improvised, and this one I like the way it looks, but this one was just, you know, just weird. But anyway, let's wrap up. So this is it. I really hope you enjoyed this process and just seeing the entire me winging it, trying with the scene to make it work somehow, and that's fine, that happens. Honestly, when I started recording this, I didn't even know if I'm going to upload it as a complete video, but I decided to upload everything because I think there's a lot to learn here. So I really hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you still haven't. I do plan on hopefully really soon increasing the frequency of videos and do more. So I don't know, maybe 5 times a week for starters, but it's going to take a bit more time. But hopefully it'll happen soon. And my podcast, if you want to hear me talk about different topics in a way that's more elaborate, and you know, we can talk about art and creativity and productivity and the business of art, and not just how to do this, how to do the wash, how to do, you know, anything like this. So definitely check out my podcast. I'm going to put links to everything in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in another vid real soon.